And 1, 2, 3. Hello, guys. My name is Betsy,
And I'm Sid.
and we are the Twisted
Twisted
Podcast.
Podcast.
This is episode 1, and the topic for today is school. This is for everybody who is currently in school, whether it's high school, middle school, probably not elementary, because I don't think an elementary student would be interested in our podcast. And on top of that, I don't think they'd watch it.
I think they should watch it.
We're family friendly.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not the point. Anyway, so
Yeah,
today,
anyways.
like I said, today's topic is about school, and anybody can really listen to this podcast. It's just answering a couple of questions, just kind of telling you like some of our stories, what we've been through in high school, middle
Personal
school,
experiences.
our experiences, whether it's funny, sad, just experiences
All
in
of
general.
them.
So we're gonna start off with what we started off the first time, the first round, is what advice would you give someone who's currently in school? I had said stay in school.
I would work on actually trying to learn in your classes.
Definitely pay attention in class.
Put some effort forth towards your work.
One thing I'm gonna say, and a lot of people might take this the wrong way, when you're in school, when you're like in elementary school, have friends, yeah. But when you're in high school, I wouldn't say to make your first priority making friends, because a lot of those friends, after you either move away into college, university, or when you guys graduate, separate your own ways, or if you move schools, you're not gonna be friends with those people anymore. And it's not that like bad intentions or like you guys ended badly. It's just that people stop communicating once you're no longer in like arm's reach.
Well, I agree with that, and also you might not even see them anymore. So it's
Exactly.
just kind of for nothing at that point.
So like never make your first priority making friends or getting to know people.
Relationships,
Yeah.
friends.
I say when you're in school, kind of try to focus more on school.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I agree. I should have done that my senior year, but well, actually,
No, you did good your senior year.
I did okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just sometimes you don't have the motivation to do things, which was like basically my whole entire
That's
high
a
school
question
career.
That's a question I'm gonna ask later on.
I'll explain that one.
Like it's like something along those lines. But another advice, someone who's currently in school, like I said this before we started recording, before we did take 2, stay in school. Stay in school. I know sometimes it gets hard. Sometimes classes are too like stressful and stuff, but there's other solutions to that. Like for me, for example, like this, I used to be in public school and my anxiety was really, really bad. My mental health was really bad, and I stopped going to school to the point where my solution and what my dad's idea, like what he came up with, was to just put me online, and it was honestly one of the best decisions. So there's other routes you can take.
I agree.
So you can, if in-person school is not for you, try online. Definitely try online.
Yeah, try to talk to your guardian about it.
Definitely. I wouldn't say talk to like a guidance counselor. Definitely talk to your parents, guardian, whoever.
Yeah.
Talk to whoever is your guardian.
Yeah.
Figure something out, because I don't think that dropping out is the solution. Because people like get like really irritated and annoyed when people say this, but it's the truth. A lot of jobs expect you to be a high school graduate.
That's true.
When you're applying.
Mm-hmm.
Some might not ask you for like your diploma or ask you if you're a high school graduate, but some of the jobs that I've applied to require you to be a high school graduate.
I can also vouch for that. It's a lot of them that will say something. Like, I get that.
So definitely try to stay in school. Definitely try to finish school. You can always finish school like later on, but I don't think that's the best idea. I think that the faster and quicker you get it done, the easier it'll be for you
To start your life.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think that's a great advice. I think especially in like high school, middle school, all of your school career, I think you should just remember to try and just be your authentic self. I think especially like this happened to me a lot when I was in like public school, but you like feel a need to act a certain way or dress a certain way in order to like fit in and like be liked by people. And I feel like the pressure of it, especially like I said, and it's not going to happen in homeschool, obviously.
No.
I mean, but in like in-person school, I feel like it's definitely a thing, and kids are like me nowadays, so I think it's very true to just be yourself.
Eventually you'll find a group of people that like you for you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to change yourself, because I feel like we could both probably speak that like it's definitely better when you're just
Mm-hmm.
being yourself.
Eventually you'll find a couple friends, even if it's just one friend. Like, in my opinion, having one is better than a whole bunch anyways.
Way better.
But definitely find yourself a group of friends or a friend who likes you for being you.
Yeah.
Never force yourself to be someone who you're not, or try to pretend to be someone, or act a certain way to please someone. It's not going to benefit you. It's honestly just going to hurt you in the long run, whether it's mentally or physically. Just don't pretend to be someone you're not. Be you. Eventually you'll find a group of friends or people who will like you, like I said.
Yeah, speaking from personal experience, even, it's just not, you're not going to be happy in the end, because in the moment you might be like, this is working, this is good, people, but those people aren't real friends at the end of the day. Someone who makes you change or makes you feel like you need to be a certain way in order to be friends with them, or you need to agree on topics or things like that, like that you don't agree with, like morally, or just never change your thoughts in your mind and who you are for someone else. I think it's very important that people stay true to themselves and their values, especially in high school, because a lot of people find themselves after high school because they're like, wow,
like, I can't believe I pretended to be someone
I'm not. Yeah.
Another advice, like I said earlier, stay out of troubles, stay out of problems. If problems naturally find you, stay out of it.
Just
stay out of it.
Don't engage.
Don't engage. I know sometimes it's like you think it's easier to just say something, and I'm not saying like this goes for like bullying and stuff. Bullying is a whole different situation.
Yeah.
But if you find yourself in a lot of drama, try to stay out of it, because in the long run, it's just going to affect the relationships you have with people the more you engage with it. Because people will eventually think that, like, oh, she loves drama, she's a gossip person, you can't tell her anything. Like, try not to be that person. And and when I say that, I don't mean, like, don't be yourself. I just mean, like, the more you put yourself into those type of situations, the more you won't have friends at all.
Yeah.
Because I feel like a lot of people don't want to be friends with someone who's only there for the gossip, who's only there for the drama, the tea, whatever it is, the fights. Like, don't engage yourself in those type of situations, because it's honestly just gonna make your high school life not run as smooth as you wish it would.
And I get that, sometimes you can't help when things happen, but at the end of the day, you could not give such a not big reaction, but like giving the person, whoever it is, or people,
don't give them the pleasure.
Yeah. You can always just like disengage in this situation. I understand that sometimes maybe it's not the easiest to do. Sometimes maybe you really can't, which I understand, but I feel like it's definitely more peaceful for yourself and people around you when you just take a step back and look at the situation before going and doing off emotions.
This like can mean many things, so I'm just gonna ask that one. What's some advice you can give to someone struggling in school? And when I wrote that, I have someone who's struggling with like bullying, someone who's struggling with self-image, struggling with grades, like just someone who's struggling in school, whether it's with grades, bullying, self-hatred, self-image, mental health, anything. And for me, the reason why I asked this is because for some reason, a lot of elementary school and or middle schoolers take on the burden easily and like very fairly quickly of like having to be perfect and have perfect grades. I would say yes, your grades matter, but I don't think they matter up until you're like in high school. Well, high school and middle school are the two like big amount of years and like main important things. When you're like in third grade, if you get a 80 on a test, I promise you it's not gonna hurt you. You're gonna be okay.
Yeah. Well, also, I feel like your grades don't define you as a person. I mean, you could be incredibly smart, and if you got a 70 on a test, it doesn't define who you are as a person. It doesn't define how smart you are. It doesn't define your mind. I feel people, and I also did this when I was in public school, if I get a bad grade or if you get a bad grade, having it ruin your entire day is only going to do you worse than do you good. And I feel that it's the culture behind having like, oh, well, this person's on honor roll, this person's not on honor roll, this person got an A. I feel like grades shouldn't define you. And I feel like, yes, you should work towards getting good grades, but sometimes in your life, you're not going to get an A. And I think that's okay. And I don't think it should be holding you back. I think it should be more motivation to work towards your goal
Mm-hmm.
and what
And
you want to do.
a lot of teachers play a part in bringing kids' self-esteem down.
Yeah.
Like I had a few teachers back in like elementary where they would say the grades out loud. It's like everyone else got a 90, and then it's like, oh, Betsy, you got a 60.
yeah.
And one thing I would constantly try to tell myself, my sister, like anyone who I really knew, was like, as long as you tried your best on that test, quiz, whatever it is, as long as you did your absolute 100 and the best you could do for yourself at that moment, it's okay. If you get a 60, but you know you tried your best,
That's all
that's
matters.
fine.
Yeah.
So as long as you tried your best on whatever it was, that's enough.
I agree. I feel like as long as you know that you're doing the most you can and you're trying, as long as you're giving effort, I feel like even if you get a 70 or a 40 or 20, as long as you know that you did your best and you tried as hard as you could and put work towards what you want, like, of course you're gonna fail along the way. I mean, failing is inevitable.
It's
You
part
know
of
what I mean?
success. It's part of being successful.
It's part of being successful.
Mhm.
So I feel like failing is actually a very, very big role in learning how to take defeat, get rejection, but also becoming successful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
There.
I would rather you end your day knowing that you tried your best and you tried your hardest than knowing that you didn't try at all and not knowing what you could have had like as the outcome.
I agree.
Definitely, that's what I'm saying. Like, definitely try, because you never know what could happen. If you're not trying, that's different.
Yeah.
But if you tried your best, it's better than not trying at all and not knowing what your outcome could have been.
I agree.
Mhm.
100%.
Like I said, this also includes with like bullying and stuff. I know a lot of people go through bullying. Even nowadays, there's a lot of bullying going on. A lot of kids taking their own lives and such.
Yeah.
This is a very sensitive topic for some, so I'll probably put like a timestamp of when we stop speaking about this. But when it comes to bullying, definitely tell a trusted adult. I know you
Yeah.
think it might get worse, but it's gonna get worse regardless of if you tell someone or if you don't.
Yeah.
And it's better that at least someone knows what's going on.
Yeah.
Because keeping it all to yourself, keeping it all bottled up is only gonna hurt you in the long run.
I agree.
And like that's coming out of someone's mouth who went through bullying
Yeah.
from 1st to 5th grade. So it definitely does hurt you the more you stay quiet about it.
Mhm.
Definitely tell someone. Bullying isn't cute. Like it's not funny.
It's
You're
not
not
funny.
being different. You're being mean. You're being ugly.
Yeah.
Like that's not.
Like I see, especially in school, that goes back to acting a certain type of way because you feel like people are gonna like you.
Mhm.
Speaking from experience, never, ever, ever, ever change your values and who you are as a person to try and fit with someone else. Because if someone is bullying someone, in no way, shape, or form should you join in on that because you feel like you're going to be accepted after that into
Mhm.
whatever they are. Because I'm telling you right now, the people that are doing that are not going to end up anywhere in life. I'm just letting you know right now. And the person that you're bullying, you never know what they have going on. And I feel, especially around middle school, beginning of high school, those are like very important stages of someone's life. And I get everyone is growing, but there's also a difference between knowing good and bad. And I feel everyone should know that
Mhm.
talking down to someone, just making someone feel awful, however it is, you know, is never okay. And I think everyone should know that. Yes, people are growing up. Yes, whatever. But don't use the excuse that people are growing up. And I feel like everyone should know the difference between good and bad. And in no instance should it be okay to make someone else miserable and like
Mhm.
depressed, like everything like that. It's just never okay. So I think that goes back to when you leave high school, you reflect a lot on
Yeah.
what happened when you were there.
I want to touch up on something that you said, because that's something I'm a firm believer of like the not making someone miserable. And when I say this, I'm a firm believer of this, but like everyone believes what they want to believe. It's like a agree to disagree type of situation. What you had, like the bad day that you had or whatever, that shouldn't be, you shouldn't be taking that out on someone else.
Mhm.
Like when you have a bad day, if you're having a bad time at home, you should never be taking that out on someone else, because you don't know what they're also going through in their personal life.
Yeah.
Like somebody could be having a really bad day at home or like having a really bad life at home, and then they go to school the one place they're like, oh, I can get away from my family or from my house. And then there's that person who's also having a bad day but decides to project what they're feeling on somebody else.
Yeah.
It's like, it doesn't, and I do think yes, you having a bad day does matter, but you should never be taking that out on somebody who did absolutely nothing wrong to you.
Like, not to invalidate your feelings.
Of course
if
not, no.
you are feeling some type of way, that's also not good. But also, you shouldn't be putting your pain onto someone else. Right? I think that also ties into speaking about feelings.
Yes.
But I do agree that you should not inflict it onto others. And I also think that it's very, very important that if you are in school, anywhere, even out of school, out of college, because bullying can happen anywhere. It can happen in the workplace, online, like if you see it, if you don't feel like you need, like you're scared to stick up for them, just make sure that you try to help the other person, the person who is the victim of the bullying, because if you just talk to them, you can make a really, really big difference in how they're feeling. Because if they just feel like one person actually cares when everyone else is against them, it really does. It could help someone. It could save someone's life. You know what I mean?
It definitely could.
It definitely could.
But yeah, that's like something I really wanted to talk about, just because I feel like a lot of parents will be like, yeah, but what about what the bully's going through? But what about what your kid's going through?
Yeah, I feel like
you have to think about both people in the situation, although one in the end is being more hurt.
Yeah.
You just have to be careful. And even as you grow, a lot of people still tend to not realize that what you say can hurt people. Always think about what you're going to say before it comes out of your mouth.
Yes.
Because a lot, and even I do this a lot, not a lot, but I've done it a few times where I've said things that I didn't think would hurt someone that absolutely did hurt them. And of course their feelings were valid because I didn't really think about what I said before I had said it. I do regret a lot of the things I have said in the past. So definitely think about what you say before you say it, because although you think, oh, if someone said this to me, it might not hurt me, you don't know what someone else is going through, and that could have been their last straw. That could have been the thing that drives them to do something that they've been wanting to do for the past few months.
Yes.
Think about what you say and how you say it before it comes out of your mouth.
Words are very, 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 they could be very good or they could be very harmful. And I think that that's also one piece of advice that I've gotten throughout the years, is to just think before you speak, and to take your words into consideration, because at the end of the day, your words can really, really hurt. And sometimes words are worse than actions, you know what I mean? And I think that just watching what you say and thinking before you speak is the best thing that you can do in some situations, because if you say the wrong thing, even if you are unsure, like in the moment, like if it's a good thing or not to say and you say it, you never know if it could really like hurt someone's feelings or just push someone over the edge. And I think words are they're might be even more important than actions in some instances.
And that also goes for parents as well, just because a lot of the times when your kid is younger, whether it's older, younger, tween, it doesn't matter. A lot of words that you say that are hurtful will stick with your kid for the rest of their life.
Yes.
And you might not realize it. You might not think about it. But a lot of things that I have been called when I was little, whether it was like berating or my parents yelling at me, that has stuck with me for my whole life. And it left a really big impact on who I am today.
Well, they're developmental ages. They are like, that's why I'm saying like middle school, the beginning of high school. That's why so many people, if you notice, like so many people are nothing like they were when they were, obviously people are going to grow up, they're going to change, but no, like people, those are the main years where your brain is developing. You're in these classes with these people, you grow up with these people. It's like a lot. And I feel like also with your family, I feel like some people forget that you're also growing up, and when you think about it, it can really stick with you when some things are said. And it's just, I feel like people, like I said, need to learn how to think before they speak, because it could be
that goes for everyone and anyone. Just because you're a parent or a teacher or whatever, it doesn't matter what you are. That goes for everyone. No one is excluded from that topic or from that like thing. Like everyone needs to think before they speak.
You could be 70.
You could be 70 and you can still hurt someone with whatever you say.
Yeah.
You have to be careful with what you say, how you say it, who you say it to. Sometimes it's better
Mhm.
to keep things to yourself.
You're
If
like,
it's not
yeah,
kind, don't say it.
I agree. Because also, it could also help you not, because I know, me personally, because I think before I speak now, not so much when I was like younger did I think about it, but it's something I've worked on with myself, and you will be so less stressed out when you know that you didn't say something like that's gonna make you think about it for the rest of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Like me personally, like I'll say something, and maybe it's just because I overthink every situation,
Me too.
but I'll say something and I'll be like, oh my god, did I mess up that interaction?
Or
Oh
why
my
did I
god,
say that?
like why did I say that? I sound so
Mhm.
stupid. Like, and just overthinking it. If you just think and remember what you're saying is like with good intention, but don't say bad things. Don't say bad things. So this goes for like just like having anxiety about like social interactions. But
Mhm.
if you just really think and take the time to remember what you're saying, and that I don't know what I don't know what I'm going with here. I have good intentions at heart with this, but you know what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
as long as you'll be very much less stressed out and with thinking about your interactions if you just think before you speak.
Yeah, but advice to people struggling with school with whatever it is, keep your head up. I'm not gonna be like that person that's like things get better, this is that, but it's kind of the truth.
It is the truth.
Eventually things will get better, and although at that time it might not feel like it, and like waiting it out seems like a struggle or like it's gonna take forever, like it's gonna get better eventually.
High school and school is such a small part of your life when you really think about it.
There's so much after that.
There's so much after that, and I fully took that in once I went homeschooled and wasn't around kids anymore in my age, because technically, and you could probably relate to this too, a lot of people that are homeschooled can relate to it too. One, if you are homeschooled from the beginning, maybe not as much. I'm talking about kids who went to public school at one point and then went homeschooled online, whatever it is. It feels like you're kind of like on your own at that point. Like I felt like I was living an adult kind of life when I went homeschool, because I was working, I went out, I made friends that truly made me act the best version of myself and had me not feel horrible about myself. And I feel like there's so much opportunity after high school that you can just really work on yourself, meet the people who are going to bring out the better versions of you, and also help you in the long run.
Sorry, my headphones were on backwards.
Okay.
What are we talking about?
After high
Yes,
school,
after
you
high
will
school.
have a lot of opportunities,
yes.
and you will
Yes.
flourish after high school. I'm telling you right now.
There is so much things awaiting you when you leave school. I promise you, it's all worth the wait. You go places, you become who you are supposed to be. You find yourself. You go on these adventures. You make friends.
Meet the people that bring out the best version of you.
You make memories that are unforgettable. Like, there is so much things that are waiting for you outside of school that you don't even know are awaiting you.
High school is such a small.
It's such a small thing.
Part.
It's
and I
such a small
understand
part
it
of
may
your
not
world,
feel
like
like
your
it if you're going through problems at home or in school. You know, I understand. And just remember that there is always a brighter light at the end of there's always a brighter light at the end of the situation. And I just think it's important to remember that there's something to look forward to in becoming the version of yourself that you want to be, and the happier version where you can just live without stress and the fear of like bullying and talking bad, which like, I don't know. I just feel like I said, everyone needs to stay true to themselves and never let someone influence you into acting or talking a certain in any instance. You should always just stay true to your morals and yourself and your values, and never change for anyone, because at the end of the day, you only have yourself.
That's true.
And I think it's true that as long as you know that you're a good person and you put your morals and values in the right place, then that's all you could do. And as long as you know, then I think that's important.
I had to burp. Sorry, guys. Okay. This is another question, and it's mainly for us because of the fact that we both went to in person and online. So, that's not the whole question. What's going on? Okay, anyways, how did going online versus in-person classes impact your high school experience and or middle school or just school experience in general?
Oh, I've been waiting for this one. Honestly, going homeschooled was
Yeah.
the best thing that had ever happened to me. Not to get sad, guys, but I went homeschooled when COVID hit. And my grandfather had passed away. My nono passed away. So it was around the time when COVID was hitting. It was in its peak. I was in 8th grade, and we had went online for the last 2 months of the year because it was COVID. No one knew what was happening. We never went through that in a long time. So everyone was kind of freaking out. And after when everyone started going back slowly to school, in a real person, my family had decided, maybe, based on my mental health status was at an all-time low. I just lost my nono. I was really not doing well before that. So having lost someone close to me for the first time in my life, I was 13, 14. It was a lot for me.
Mm-hmm.
So based on keeping all of my family healthy, and also trying to better my mental health, my family decided that was best for me to stay home and start homeschool and online school. And I think that that's the best thing that had ever happened to me, because you will see when you leave school, or if you ever go homeschool, like I said, the people that you had changed yourself for, if you did, or if you have friends, the people that are not meant to be in your life will stop.
Is that my sister calling you?
Yeah.
Okay, 1 second. Let me go look for my phone because I think she might have called me. You can continue
Okay.
if you want.
Oh, wait. I have no idea where I left off. That's why.
Your nono passed away.
Oh, yeah.
You
So
were in...
I think it was the best thing that ever happened to me, because my nono had passed away and my mental health was at an all-time low. I wasn't happy with who I was as a person. I wasn't happy with myself physically, mentally, who I was. I just really think that going homeschool was the best choice for me and the best option, because I really don't know who I would be today if I did it. And I feel like it gave me a lot of reflection on who I was. And you'll see, like I was beginning to say, if you are meant to be friends with someone, you will naturally still be friends. If you're given a not so ideal situation. For example, if you go homeschool and that person is still in school, if you guys are meant to be friends, if you're meant to be each other's life, and if they're going to better you for the best version of you, they will stay in your life. And the people that are unfortunately not meant to be in your life for one way or another, you'll see that they will slowly stop talking to you. And you might see those people at certain points of your life, and I know I have, and I've always kept it very nice because I don't like having animosity towards people. And you'll see that people that aren't meant to be in your life will leave. And that could really be for the good of your being. And I think that when I went homeschooled, that happened to me, and it gave me a few years to work on myself, work on my mental space, work on who I was as a person. And I can fully say now that I'm very happy with the person I've become. I feel like I've grown a lot mentally. I feel like I've grown with who I am, and I'm very proud of the changes I've made in my life. And I feel like if you are maybe in a situation like I was, that distancing yourself from a situation, whether it be going homeschooled or distancing yourself from people, it could really help you. And I feel like homeschool definitely gave me a better opportunity to learn things that I wasn't learning, especially school-wise. I got to go into classes that made me happy. It gave me a chance to really find out who I was as a person. So I got to do what most kids do after high school, still in high school. And I'm going to be forever grateful about that, because being homeschooled really did help me for the better. And I feel like, it helped me meet you. If I wasn't homeschooled, I probably would have been working where I was, and I probably would have met Books. I probably wouldn't be the person I am today, and I'm just very happy now that I get to say that I'm proud of who I am and the way I think, and I'm proud of the things I've accomplished. And I don't think I could say that if I was still in school, which is crazy to think, because at a point in my life, and some people might be able to relate to this, you feel like that's important. This is what is going to always be like, and the people that you're with are going to be there forever. But like I said, If they're meant to be in your life, they'll be in your life. If not, they won't. And I think it's hard to understand and maybe accept. I know it was for me. It definitely hurt, but the people that care about you will stay, and the ones that aren't meant to be just aren't meant to be. And that's just how life goes. Sometimes it's not even anyone's fault. It just happens. But yeah, I don't know. I think that being homeschooled and getting out of public school was the best thing that could and which is crazy because it started with the worst like mental health I've ever been in my life. I mean, my grandpa was gone. I had lost him. I had horrible mental health. I hated who I was as a person. I hated my body, everything. And in the darkness, I got to actually learn who I was, better my mental health, and change myself to who I am today. And I think I'll always be grateful for that. So I'm always grateful for homeschool, and I'm also grateful for the things I was put through because they made me who I am today.
For me, it's kind of similar to what you said. When I went online, I kind of realized who my friends were and who my friends were really easily, just because of the lack of like communication, the lack of like interactions. And I wouldn't really say it was on my part. I feel like it was on everybody else's part. And the only reason I'm saying that is because I reached out. When I went online, I still talked to the people that I did when I was in school, but I feel like after I left, in their eyes, I kind of became irrelevant. That's fine by me now. Like, I don't really care.
I understand that.
But I reached out, and they would never answer my messages, a lot of my friends who I was friends with. So I just kind of, like, decided to, like, take myself out of that situation. I was like, if people don't want to talk to me anymore because of the fact that I'm no longer in the same school as them, that's fine. Like, I don't need to have friends. I don't need to be friends with everybody that I used to be in school. So really quickly, I kind of learned who my actual friends were, and that was clear to me that it was actually no one until I had started working where I worked, and then me and you came across each other.
Yeah.
And, so yeah, I think going online also did better my mental health a little bit. I wouldn't say a lot, and when I say that, I mean, like, it bettered my anxiety, but, like, my depression has always been at the same level for, like, as long as I can remember. Nothing has really ever changed the way my depression has moved around in, like, my years of, like, being here. So it definitely did help my anxiety. I do see myself easily interacting with people more now than I did when I was in school. I also don't get as anxious. I don't have as many, like, panic attacks or anything. So online did better me for the anxiety. The depression, my mental health is still kind of rocky to this day. I still kind of just decide to struggle in silence just because that's kind of how I am. It's really hard for me to reach out for help, and I never really will unless I feel like I'm at my last straw, like, if I can't anymore. And even when it's that, I still don't really reach out for help. So online, it did better me when it came to realizing who my friends were and who my friends weren't. It also did help me better my anxiety. So I don't really this is, like, more about, like, the high school experience, but I don't feel like I missed out on anything really, just because prom, semis, like, all those things that you would normally do in high school weren't for me. I never really liked those. Yeah. And a lot of people used to tell me that one day I'm gonna regret not going to prom and I really don't regret it at all, because it's not for me. I don't like big events. I don't like going to that stuff. It's just things with a lot. I feel like Bella. I don't like anything. Sorry. But it's not for me. Big events like that, prom, semi, and being with, like, a whole bunch of people that I don't even really like. No hate, no shade, but, like, all hate, all shade. I don't really like interacting with people, so.
Well, they had homeschool. I did go to homeschool prom, and it just, like, I never found the hype by it.
I can't do that. I feel like I'm Bella from Twilight. I don't any wet thing really.
No, I actually don't. I don't find the hype behind it, and some people really love it, and that's. I mean, I will never ever.
Good
try
for you,
to talk down to someone's, like, what they like. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but, like, but it's just definitely not for me. Definitely not for us. But yeah,
like, I would rather go out to the movies than go to prom.
Yeah, I feel. I don't know. I like going to Denny's after.
I never went to prom or semi, so
I had cinnamon pancakes after. It was very delicious, but I cannot tell you one memory I made actually at prom. I feel like I had more of a memory of devouring some Cinnabon cupcakes and pancakes after.
But yeah, going online definitely helped me figure out who were my real friends. So
I agree. And there, of course, there was also like times when like I was homeschooled where like I'm like didn't make the best choices in life, and like maybe once again had like not liked the headspace I was in, because that does happen in life, but it was never as bad as it was when I was in school. And I also learned how to better myself better when I was out of school. Like if I had like if I did I feel like being out of school and being homeschooled was the best thing that could ever happen to me, because I actually learned how to be a good person.
I was gonna say, being online also made me feel more like a human being.
Me too.
It made me feel more free. Like going to public school made me feel trapped. Like I felt like I was wasting my life there, my years, my time, my hours. It's like you spend 7 hours a day. It's like a full-time job.
It's
like
a
part-time
loop,
job.
honestly. It's kind of like you're living life on repeat. You get up, you go to school, you come back, you do your homework, you go to bed, you get up, you go to school, you do your homework.
And then for the kids that have like a job, it's like you wake up, you go to school, job, go home, sleep, eat.
It's never a rest. You never have any creative ability to go out and do things. You never have any freedom. And I feel like I did so much better. A big part playing in with my mental health out of school was that I could do things, and I could go and I could learn, and I could like go on trips and spend time with my family, and like
we got to do so many things together and go to so many places.
So many
that would not have been possible had we been in public school.
We went to concerts, we went to New York, we went like
Ohio, like we went to we did so many things together, whether it was like here in our hometown or like out of the state. Like we just did so many things together that would not have been possible had we been in public school.
And I think those things can really help someone's mental health. Like
definitely
going on those things, doing things with people you love, getting new experiences. I know it helped my mental health. So
definitely.
I think being homeschooled may not be for everyone. I feel like it all depends on how you are as a person or what you need in your life at that time. But I feel from my personal experience that it was the best option for me, and I will always say that. And I'm forever grateful that I went homeschooled, because I love my version of myself that I am now, and my true self, I should say.
For my dad, one of his biggest concerns was like me not having lack of socialization. He was like, you're not gonna socialize with people, like this is not a good and the thing is, I hate socializing with people anyway, so I'm like, girl, let me go online. He eventually,
True,
like
but
I said,
also
he gave in.
the people that are meant to be will come to you in any instance.
But my point is that like I was online, and the reason why I did have socialization is because when I went online, my first thought, personally me, immediately was to find a job. So regardless, I was socializing with people every single day when I worked, whether it was with customers, my coworkers, the mailman, Mr. Mailman.
Oh my gosh, the UPS guy.
Mr. Jeffy. Mr. Jeff.
Oh, he's so nice.
He's so sweet. I love him so much. But that's my point. Like, depending on who you are and what you're planning to do when you go online, like if your plan for online is just to simply just do school and stay the rest of your day like in your house, okay, I understand why your parents would be a little bit worried. But for us, it was like we did our school, went to work, went to the gym. We're gym buddies, by the way.
Yeah.
We went to the gym. We hung out. We had many sleepovers, many trips.
Yeah.
So it's like our socialization was each other, as well as our coworkers and customers and just people around us, our family. Like there was so many socialization that we had, and I feel like I socialized more with people, and I brought myself closer to people that I never thought I'd be close to when I was outside of public school.
Well, yeah, and it gave you more of like kind of not I don't want to say an adult experience, but an experience of what life will be like out of school.
So yeah, I definitely think that being online gave me more freedom. I love being online. It's one of my favorite things ever.
It prepared me for the real world, like the real world. Definitely, because it gave me 4 years to find. Number one, like I said, find out who I was as a person, grow, better myself, get ready for the real world. And now that I have graduated, I can like confidently say that I have a better understanding of what life is like, and I just graduated. It takes kids like that graduate and I have been in public school their whole life a little bit to like really get used to what it is, because they're so used to, like I said, like you said, getting up, going to school, coming back, like you know what I mean, like.
And for a lot of people, school is their socialization.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and it's like, that's like such a small world.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the times
so
you
many
don't hang
people.
out with people you go to like school with.
yeah.
And maybe it's just a personal experience, but for me, I only hung out with one person outside of school that I actually went to school with,
yeah.
and it was only 2 times.
Yeah, like I think there was like 3 people, but the rest were just like school friends. Like how people would be like, "Oh, I have the school friend," but like
It's like, oh, I have my outside friends and my school friends.
and like maybe like my text like on social media or whatever, but
Mhm.
it was never like it was like those plans that never leave the group chat. Like you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
when you don't have money, you're like,
Yeah.
guys, let's go to California, and then you have like $3 in your account. You're like, oh,
oh, never mind.
never mind, guys, I can't come.
Which I mean, I'm not discrediting that they weren't friends, but
Oh, yeah, of course, they're still part of your memories.
still part of the memories. But
Mhm.
also, like it ties into people who, when you go homeschooled, who aren't meant to be in your life, will just not be in your life anymore.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to tell some Twisted Tales?
Yeah.
Time for Twisted Tales. Twisted Tales.
Tales.
Twisted Tales are our little segment in our podcast where we tell stories. That's just what we call the stories that we get to tell throughout the podcast, whether it's funny, sad. It's just like a story that sticks with us or that we know, that we love. Do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first?
You go first. You do the honors.
Oh, shoot. I gotta think of a story. I don't know if I should tell the story I told yesterday.
No, tell a new one. I want a new. Oh, do we tell them we had to refilm this?
Yeah, I said it at the beginning.
This is
This is take 2.
this is take 2. Yeah.
I don't know what story to tell. Oh my gosh, I feel like I don't have any stories all of a sudden. I'm gonna tell the story about how I peed myself on freshman year, whatever year it was.
I want to hear this too.
Okay, so as you all know, I was a very big and avid school skipper. And I'm not encouraging this, guys. Do not skip school or you would turn out like me and pee yourself. So basically what happened, it was like 9 in the morning. I didn't want to go to school because this is when I started getting anxiety about going into school. Like going into that school building made me so anxious. I started crying, started having panic attacks. I couldn't breathe. It was like things like that. And I convinced my sister to let me stay in the car to skip school. She's like, okay, fine, like you can stay, but I'm gonna get out early so that we can leave and go home. I'm like, okay, period. Like you ate that. Okay. So I'm in that car and I was like, I want to go to sleep. I'm gonna go to sleep for a few hours. So I take off my shoes in the front seat and I jump over and I go in the back. I have a blanket because it was cold out. I had a blanket, I had my pillow, and I go to sleep. 3 hours later, it is now, I think this was like around like 7 in the morning, to be honest. 3 hours later, it's like 11, 12, like in the afternoon. And
This is so weird.
and I really, really have to use the bathroom. I really have to go pee. And I'm like, oh, I'm like wiggling in my seat. I'm like, I have to pee. I text my sister and I'm like, because she took the car keys.
Oh, she should have left them with you.
She took the car keys. I don't know why she thought that was.
She
a good
always
idea.
takes her car keys.
I'm telling you, it's always at the worst time.
Oh my god.
And I'm like, the alarm's gonna go off. Like I can't. The alarm's gonna go off. They're gonna know. I try to jump back up to the front seat because if I go out through the back, I have to like the car is locked.
Yeah.
So I can't open the door from the outside.
Mhm.
I have to open it from the inside. There's no way for me to get out of the car and open the door unless I jump the seat. I
Yeah.
don't know why I'm so dumb. I'm a little bit, I lack brain cells apparently. So I go to jump the seat and I'm like, oh, and I sit back down. I sit back down and I pee and I'm like, oh my gosh.
It
and
just
I
happened.
I stand really quick.
Oh no.
I like clench. Like, you know, like, I don't know how to explain it. I'm not trying to get too deep into this. But it's like you stop yourself from peeing.
Yeah.
So I stopped myself from peeing and I still peed myself. And I'm like, oh shoot. There's a little bit on Ada's seat. I'm like, I'm about to kill myself.
No.
It's like on the back seat. We ended up cleaning the car, don't worry. Like my dad like vacuumed ching with like the water and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
And I text Nada, I'm like, Nada, you have to come out of the school right now. You need to leave right now. She's like, why? What happened? I'm like, I just peed myself.
Oh no.
Guys, I've peed myself a very fair share of times. I have a very weak bladder. Remember the park?
That's
myself
such
at
a
the park.
story. We
But
gotta tell that one day.
yes, I peed myself in the school parking lot. Thank gosh I was not in school.
Yes.
But
that's a good side of it.
so my sister came out and she drives us home. She's like, I can't believe you peed yourself. I'm like, dude, I held it in. I don't know how long I was sleeping. I think it was like 3 or 4 hours, but I was sleeping for a good fair share of time.
Keep your peeing.
She took the keys. I was nervous. I had anxiety that the car
Yeah.
was gonna go off. They're gonna come down and arrest me. Oh, I'm gonna
Because
bleep
they'll
that
do
out.
that.
They will. They will come and
remember the
find
kids that
me.
used to leave school early.
Yeah,
and
they're
they
about
used
to
follow
hunt
them
me
with
down.
the police. Yeah,
they're about
like-
to hunt me down. So I had to bleep out that word I said because but. So I peed myself. I had a little bit of pee. I had like a blanket wrapped around me and everything. And we went home and I got to change and take a shower and stuff. That's the story of how I peed myself.
She always takes the keys. She really needs to start
There's
giving
so
you the
many
keys.
stories of when my sister takes her keys with her when we need them, and I just want to fight her
Dude,
sometimes.
oh my
I love her,
gosh.
though. I love her.
can't believe
but
you
come
peed
on.
yourself. I mean,
That was not the first time that I also peed myself in middle school.
I think I peed myself in school once too.
I've peed myself so many times, but it wasn't like in the school. Thankfully, I've never peed myself during school.
Me either.
But I peed myself on our way home because here's the thing, and it's not because it's part of it is because I have a weak bladder, but also because of the fact I haven't peed myself in a good 2 years, guys. We're gonna pretend like that exists, yeah. Like that part-time story wasn't a year ago, but
it was a few months ago.
oh my gosh, it was a few months ago. We're not gonna talk about that.
No, it's fine.
That didn't exist.
It happens.
No,
really
it doesn't happen.
It does happen, and you can't hold your pee. You can get like an infection or something. It's not. That scene from Euphoria has me like
Yeah, I
really
I
scarred.
don't care.
But
But guys, I promise I don't pee
happens.
myself on purpose. Okay, I don't pee myself on purpose. If I know I have to go to the bathroom, I promise you I go to the bathroom. But like, I can hold in my pee for a good amount of time. And we're getting out of the intermediate, and I don't like peeing in school bathrooms. I don't like peeing in public bathrooms.
Yeah.
I hated it. And I didn't pee, so I was like, I'm gonna be fine. Like, it's not that far of a walk. And I was right. I was kind of semi-right because I peed myself on, like how my house has like the porch, like the back porch. I peed myself on like the second stair going down.
Ah.
So I was like right at the door.
I mean, at least you were home though, so you can go
exactly.
Right in,
That's
like,
what I'm saying. Like I
change.
peed myself at my house, but it was like during middle school. It was like 7th.
That
6th
happens
grade.
though. I mean, like sometimes you really can't hold
Yeah,
it.
I was like on the stairs and I was like, I'm gonna pee, and like trying to run into the house, and I'm like the last step going up into the house, and I peed, and I was like, oh, okay.
if you guys shame people for peeing themselves, I hope you pee yourself one day, okay? Because honestly, it happens.
oh my god,
It's
I
the
love-
bowel movement.
But
like,
guys,
it happens.
sometimes it just happens.
It really does.
Like it's not like we're doing it on purpose. Like I
it's a
promise
body
you,
movement. It happens. Like you can't hold your pee.
like I promise you, I'm not holding in my pee just to pee myself. Like I promise you, I don't like pee myself. I get so icked out. But it's like, but I'm not gonna judge someone for peeing themselves. I'm not that type of person, girl.
No, it
I listen
happens.
and I don't judge. I'm not gonna judge you
We
for peeing
listen.
yourself.
We listen and we don't
And you know what?
judge.
And if you do pee yourself, guess what? Your secret.
yeah,
safe
I'm
with
never
me.
telling anyone. I mean, well, technically we're telling everyone.
I told my but I told my I'm gonna bleep out the part where I said my friend, but
But it's your story.
Me?
It's your story, tell.
me peeing myself, that's my story.
Yeah, it's your story.
But I promise you, if you tell me that you peed yourself, I'm not gonna be like
I won't tell anyone.
Jessica peed herself. I don't even know what Jessica, but Jessica peed herself. I promise you, I'm not gonna say
You're
that.
safe with me, Jessica. I won't ever
What?
tell anyone.
What am I gaining by telling someone by saying out loud that someone else peed
Oh
themselves?
my gosh, I despise people who tell like embarrassing things of people around
Mhm.
other people to make them feel embarrassed.
It's like, dude, ew,
You're disgusting, and I hate you.
ew, brother, ooh,
Mm-mm.
ooh. But yeah, guys, I peed myself a fair share of times.
It's okay.
I'm not embarrassed of it because I promise you, I'm not. I haven't peed myself in a while. I'm not going to because I know when to use
Well,
the bathroom.
Knock on wood. Knock on wood, because you never know what can happen in life. And if you did, it's okay. I will never judge.
No, if you pee yourself, it's fine. I got your back, girl.
If I peed, you would have not cared.
I laugh.
It's okay.
I'd laugh, but I wouldn't be like, "You're so net."
Oh,
Girl, girl. I'm sorry. I just egged myself out. That's gross. I don't know.
It's really gross.
I don't know. Like friends making fun
Like,
of their friends. I mean, sometimes it's okay, but like as long as it's not hurting anyone. But if
If it's playful,
it's playful, like you know how I'm like, ooh, books. Ooh.
yeah, or I'm like,
That's
"Ugh,"
different.
That because we know each other's like we
We know each other's limit.
limits. Okay, we know each other's limits. Some people just blueberry.
Was that our code word? For like when we go too far.
Oh, yeah, blueberry.
It was blueberry, right? Blueberry.
Like if you say if I pee myself and you really hurt my feelings, I would be like blueberry, bro. Blueberry.
I'm sorry.
I'm so for real, blueberry.
I'd be like, I'm sorry.
And I'll be like, it's
Send
okay.
me new. But like, I would laugh when it happens because of the fact that I've peed myself too. I'd be like, Not as being twins. Not as twin.
Not as being on the even playing field.
Not as being twisted for real. But like that's my point. Like I've peed myself a fair share of times that if someone peed themselves in front of me, I would not judge. That's not something I judge for. If you pee yourself, guys, weak bladders exist.
No,
okay? I'm sorry.
It's natural. Your body it's a natural thing to pee. Okay.
As long as I haven't peed on anyone, don't worry about me.
That's a little scary.
Because I've like seen a few like story times online where it's like I accidentally peed on my friend's shoe.
Pardon? On your friend's shoe?
Pardon? But yeah, that's my point. Like as long as I didn't pee on anyone, I peed on myself. Girl, I'm good.
On someone who peed on their shoe?
I'm just making up like things that I've seen online.
Oh, I was gonna be like, I got someone's shoe.
I peed on someone's shoe. Or like, oh my gosh. Okay, I'm sorry, but real quick, you know, like on TikTok, have you seen like that like it's like a Reddit story? I think it's like I pooped and I clogged my boyfriend's toilet or something like that, and I put it inside the cat's like litter box.
Oh my gosh!
It's like my cat died 3 months ago, and they're like,
okay, first of all, the thought process was there. Okay, she was a little smart for that, but also, what cat is taking
that fat massive
dookie like taking
the little toilet paper's like hanging around it, like
also like she had to pick it up. Like I would actually
stop. Oh my gosh,
I would actually throw up like that. She's so smart for that, but also not smart at the same time, because number one, you just touch your dookie. Number two, the cat's not there to take a dookie. Number three, all for nothing.
All for nothing, just to find out the cat
it's
is
even
dead.
More embarrassing now than you just being like,
hey, I clogged your toilet. Do you have a toilet
which
plunger?
That's terrifying. I understand why she would be like, oh my god, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
I hate pooping when there's no toilet plunger. I look behind the seat.
I don't have a toilet plunger.
I know.
My dad. I know. My dad has one. So like, if anything would happen, I'd be like,
to ask.
Get the toilet plunger. You know,
like, hey, can I have the toilet plunger? Can I just have it? Please, just give it to me. Just give it to me, Rachel.
Sometimes the dookies are really thick.
Sometimes, sometimes it's like, if it's like diarrhea, I don't feel clean. I'm like,
oh my god, yeah.
Constant like wiping.
No.
I love how we're saying we're family friendly, and here we are.
Well, no, this is a normal body
Guys,
thing.
I take it back. We're family friendly when it comes to cursing.
Yeah.
Family friendly when it comes to like having like filter like about like certain things. Don't watch this.
Yeah, don't. Because there's absolutely zero filter. We don't know
really.
Boundaries on that aspect. I'm just gonna talk.
This is just about us telling like stories and stuff.
Yeah.
Do you have any school stories you want to tell?
Oh, I could tell the Dwight story.
I don't know what that is, but I mean, go for it.
Oh my god, you know it. I told you before, I think, or no. So when I was in 7th grade, one of the few years I had in public school, I loved The Office.
Oh, okay.
I loved The Office, and we had gotten rid of our art program, and our library got rid of the books, and they had taken where the books were and put computers and like 4 printers in there. And every single day I would go and I would like go on the computers before like homeroom or whatever, because I would get to school a little bit, or like I would go up to that area a little bit earlier than all the other kids were. Like as soon as I got off the bus, boom, right to the computer lab. I loved the computer lab. I used to be in there all the time, just like doing whatever, because we didn't have to be at homeroom yet. And I went one day and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna use the printer because I never used it before. So I was just like, let me look up like something. And I was like, oh, what do I look up? I was watching The Office at the time. I was like, okay, let me print out a picture of Dwight Schrute. And I did. And I was like, oh, what do I do with this now? And so I basically brought it to my 7th grade first period, which was science. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to like put the picture somewhere. And I put it on like the bulletin board, I think, and no one noticed. Like no one noticed. And I was like, I could do something with this. I could really do something with this. So throughout the week, I printed out 50 pictures of Dwight Schrute. I hid them, and I'm pretty sure other people were involved in this because I made a whole scheme. Okay, I was like, all right, we're all gonna be in this mission, and I'm gonna deliver these pictures.
I gotta make sure that I know. Okay. Just in case people don't know like who he is, just because I'm one of those people that unless I see the face, I don't know who it is. I'm gonna insert a picture somewhere here in the corner just so that everyone gets
That was the picture.
this one.
No, the second one.
This one.
Yes.
All right.
That one.
I'll insert that one somewhere here.
And I was like, you know what? I'm going to induct people into my scheme, and we're all going to put Dwight. It's going to be the Dwight Project. So I had people, and they put pictures of Dwight all over this room, right? Like, and we hid them, though, because I'm like, I want to see how long that this could go, that my teachers notice that Dwight's creeping around the room. I use the printer a lot, okay? I really did. I'm pretty sure I was one of the reasons why the kids weren't allowed to use the printer without adult supervision anymore. Sorry. But the teacher slowly started finding them, and she's like, I never put these up. I'm pretty sure, like, I literally made this woman feel, the poor woman made feel like she was going crazy, because she would be like, I just keep finding Dwight everywhere. Like, I don't know where they are. Like, I don't know where they're coming from. I never put these up. And everyone would be like, I don't know. Where'd you put them? Like, I don't know where they're coming from. And I eventually evolved into printing out pictures of YouTubers. I don't even remember what YouTubers I'm pretty sure Markiplier. One time I like put them around the hall. I would put them on the walls, but mostly Dwight would be all over the walls of the school, and everyone would be like, where is Dwight? People would take pictures. Where did Dwight come from? Dwight, I put him there. How about that? I put him there. And so I had this big, long, like, scheme going on, and everyone was in on it. But some people didn't know what was happening, and so they would be so confused when they see these pictures. And the funny fact is that I hid them so well that at the end of the year, the teacher finally found out it was me and all the other people I had brought into my little plan that I came up with one random day. And she was like, I got all of them. You're never going to see another Dwight again. She was getting so mad. She was like, oh my God, no more The Office. We weren't even allowed to talk about The Office anymore. She was like, no more. And I was like, all right. Until next year, my last year in public school, 2019. I'm sitting in my third period, and I hear the phone ring. Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh, whatever. And I'm sitting there, and the teacher goes over, and the teacher grabs the phone, and she looks at me, and I'm like, oh my God, what did I do? I didn't do anything. What's happening? Because you know when the teacher goes on the phone, they look at you, and you're like, what am I going to the office for? Like, I'm going to the office or something. Or like you think you're in trouble because why are they looking at me like that? Teacher hangs up the phone. I forgot who it was, but I think it might have been my reading, something like that. He looks at me and he goes, Sydney, Miss B wants you to go to her science room. I said, Miss B, I'm a 7th grade science teacher. And he's like, go. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, what the hell is happening? So I go down and I walk into the room, and everyone is like looking at me and laughing. And I'm like, this is my worst nightmare. Number one, these younger kids are all looking at me and laughing. I'm like, I'm going to cry. But I notice, I look over, I glance. My other members of my organization are there too. There was like 2 other people, and I'm like, oh my God, what's happening? And she goes, pick up that poster for me. And I picked it up. On the back was Dwight. One of my pictures had survived. One of my pictures survived the whole year. And I was like, yes, Dwight was there. And I was like, oh my God, finally. And everyone thought it was so funny. And I was like, thank God that my Dwightism had passed on to the younger generation, because now they know how funny it was. And yeah, basically I just really used the printer a lot. And poor Dwight, he was all over. He honestly probably still pictures in that school somewhere, because I had everyone sticking them random places, like hidden. Like, she didn't find it till a year later, halfway through the year. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm hoping that one Dwight has survived and that it gets passed down to the younger generations. And yeah, and like I said, I had Markiplier. I had printed him out and put him on someone's podium. I remember specifically it was my geography teacher, which I loved him. He was so funny, but when he got mad. And I was like, I'm going to print out a picture of Markiplier. I'm going to put him on the podium. I'm pretty sure it was Markiplier. It was one YouTuber. And I put him on the podium, and he came in, and he didn't notice at first because his podium was facing towards us. But everyone was like giggling, and they were like, there's a YouTuber on the podium. And he didn't notice at first. But he comes in, he's in a bad mood. I'm like, oh, this was not the day to do this. This was not the day to do this. And he looks at us, and he's talking, and he's mad because I think he had to like reprimand someone that was in our class in the hallway for like acting like goofy, you know what I mean?
Like a doofus.
Yeah. And so he's like talking, and he's like really mad, and everyone's like trying not to laugh. And he's like, what is it? And he like, everyone's like looking at the podium. Sorry guys. He walks out from behind the podium, looks at it, and he's like, and he rips it off. He rips the. I'm pretty sure it was Markiplier. I'm pretty almost positive, but it was definitely, you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
But he rips it off. He crumbled it up and he threw it in the garbage. And I never put another picture on there because he knew it was me. He was like, "Never again, do that, never again." And I was like, "My reign of terror has ended. No more printer for me." And then they really stopped my reign of terror by being like, "You cannot go in that printer
Look at
room
what you did.
without authorization."
Also, guys, if you guys see me like going off to the corner like this, it's because I have a sister who kind of she looks like my mother. So like if I don't answer, she's like, "What's wrong? Are you okay? What happened?" So she keeps texting me and asking to hang out and stuff. She's coming over. She'll probably sit in the corner for a little bit while we finish this up. I have a story actually that helped me. Hamilton, the musical, helped me in my.
How do you write like you're running out of time?
Hamilton the musical, like I always wanted a brother. I always wanted a brother. Oh. If you put your paws on my brother, you'll meet the jaws of his brother. I love Hamilton.
What do I think?
What?
He was a poor. How does the one start? Alexander, but his mother went quick.
Oh. Wait. Oh my gosh. Wait. Oh my gosh. Stop. Wait.
He was a poor, but
No. But stop. Hold on. I have to think of how it goes. How does the son of a into Scotsman, dropped in the middle of a forgotten spot in the Caribbean by Providence scholars to call, grew up to be a hero and a scholar at the $10.
Well, you gotta put your whole Hamiltussy into it.
I'm trying to think of what it
you
is.
got who was a poor? You gotta really get into it.
Okay, how does the son? No, how does an orphan? No, how does an orphan? No, how does the son of a into Scotsman, dropped in the middle of a forgotten spot in the Caribbean by Providence, is impoverished.
I don't know where.
Go up to be a hold on. I'm sure that's what I'm trying to get to that point. Grow up to be a hero and a scholar. The $10 founding father without a father got a lot farther by working a lot harder, by being a lot smarter, by being a self-starter. By 14, they placed him in top of a trading charter, and every day while slaves were being started and carted a wave across the wave, he's something is put together. I'm longing for something to be a part of the then a hurricane came and devastation reigned. A man saw his future dripping down the drain, but a pencil to his temple connected
it to his brain.
Then he wrote his first refrain, a testament to his brain. And then Burger Brown, they said, "This kid is insane, man. Took up a collection just to send him to the mainland. Get your education. Don't forget from where you came. And the world's gonna know your name. What's your name, man?"
Alexander Hamilton.
My sister's here. Alexander Hamilton. Hold on. We'll get right back to this.
What's your name, kid?
Alexander Hamilton. Right. My name is Alexander Hamilton, and there's a million things I haven't done. Just you wait. Wait. And he was, Wait. Alexander Hamilton. My name is Alexander Hamilton. There's a million things I haven't done. Just you wait. When he was 10, his father split full of debt. Waiting 2 years, see Alexander and his mother bedridden, half dead. Then a month, the same thing. Alex got better, but his mother went quick. Okay. Moved in with the cousin. The cousin committed suicide. Left with another, but ruined pride. Something new inside a voice saying, "Alex, you gotta fend for yourself." He started retreating and reading. Okay, anyways.
Okay, yeah.
Point is, Alexander Hamilton, that musical helped me in high school in history honors because apparently no one has heard the Hamilton musical because my teacher goes, "Does anyone know how Alexander Hamilton died?" And I'm looking around and everyone's like, "Hey, me, I know." And the only reason I knew is because I was like rethinking the whole Hamilton musical to myself, and it was like Burr going, "I'm not letting this man make an orphan of my daughter." And he goes, "But," and he shoots him. That's when he dies.
Oh.
So I'm like, I know, and I raise my hand, and he's like, "Betsy," and this is the only time I was ever correct in this class. I hated this class because I never knew anything. Mm-hmm. He was a bad teacher in my opinion. That's not the point though. I raised my hand. He's like, "Betsy," I'm like, "Aaron Burr shot him," and he goes, "How'd you know that?" I'm like, "The Hamilton musical." He was like, "Oh, huh, okay. I've never listened to it, but that's good that you know that." And everyone else is looking at me like, and I'm like, "Bro, I'm so cool. I'm so
Aaron
cool."
Burr.
Aaron Burr. How'd he die? Aaron Burr shot him.
And me? I'm the guy that shot him.
I'm the damn fool that shot him.
I didn't want to say that.
Oh. You still could have said fool. You said, shot him.
Okay, yeah, no, listen, I was not a Hamilton girl. I was more of a Dear Evan Hansen girl, but it's okay.
But yeah, he was like, how did Hamilton die, though? I'm like, he got shot in a duel with Aaron Burr. And he was like, "Oh. Bro, that was, like, my most, like, my
That- that
coolest
was, like,
moment.
a-
I felt like really cool because I was like, y'all didn't know that.
That was the best feeling when you knew something in class.
I knew that, and it was only. And the
the
funniest thing too is that every single test, for some reason, I convinced myself that the Hamilton, there's gonna be like Hamilton type questions, and I'm over here like, inside he was long. I'm like Angelica Schuyler. I'm like singing to myself like the whole musical,
Schuyler sisters.
and it helped one time, and it was only because it was like, who was the something something president, and I'm over here like, wait, oh my gosh, it's oh my gosh.
Angelica,
Eliza,
and Peggy.
it was like something like who's back from Virginia, and it's like Thomas Jefferson or something like that, or George Washington. I don't know. Some point is I sang the whole musical to myself and I got one.
And you got one question right. But at least it's one question.
But anyways, so we're gonna wrap this up
Yes.
with our question that we did yesterday. And what are your current goals in life and for the new year and or for the new year?
You wanna go first?
It's up to you. I don't care.
Oh, you go first.
Okay, my current life goals are to be healthy. I want to change the way that I live my life and the way my lifestyle has been. I want to change the way that I eat, the amount of times I like work out. Like I definitely want to change some things that I think need changing for my health and for myself. I definitely in the near future want to focus on our podcast. I want to eventually start uploading song covers and focus on music. I want to start streaming again, and that will all come at its time because everything takes time. Everything you need to work
Everything
for. Everything good, guys. Patience is key. Waiting is key. You have to be patient in order to get what you want to happen, or in order to be successful, you have to wait. Waiting is a big part that a lot of people get impatient doing. So my life goals are to be successful, and my New Year goals are to be healthy, lose weight, and be at the body goal that I want to be at.
I love that.
And for you?
Probably work on Twisted, start school, work on my body as well, keep working at my mental space and keep bettering myself for the better. Definitely to start my own channel, things like that. Almost the same as you.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to start my passion and love for dance the way that I once had it. I always had the love for dance,
Of course.
but I would like to have the same passion as I did before my injury. But I would like to be at the level I was before
Mm-hmm.
that happened, and find the passion that I had for it before.
Mm-hmm.
Because I always love it, but it's different than having the passion that you once had before something. You know what I mean? So I would definitely that, and starting my own channel, dance videos, dance
Coming
covers.
soon.
On good time.
Coming Is that
Yeah, I think that's it. Just same as you. Just
definitely work on ourselves?
yeah, definitely
Start working towards our channels, which we are
Mhm.
eventually going to do. So look
Almost
forward to that, guys.
Work on Twisted.
Look forward to that. And just to end it off, of course, as we did yesterday. You ready?
Yeah.
And 1,
1, 2,
3.
And this was Twisted.
Twisted.
Bye.
See y'all next week.
Bye.